Hey guys, it's Amour. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet Pochita. He has a chainsaw and his eyes are made out of felt. He has a cute snout in the front and he has 4 tiny legs, and on his behind he has a triangle tail and a butt handle. He also has a handle in the front, which I like to use to carry him around. To create the handle, I used a pipe cleaner and then crocheted around it and then molded it into shape. Pochita is from the anime Chainsaw Man and reminds me of a pug. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Here are the materials you'll need. You'll need a crochet hook 5.0 millimeter. You'll need worsted weight acrylic yarn in orange, black, and also gray. You'll need white and black felt for the eyes, fabric tack glue. You'll also need a pipe cleaner to make the handle, polyfill stuffing. You'll need scissors and a yarn needle and also a stitch marker, and I just like to use a bobby pin. For the body with orange yarn, we are going to make a slip knot. So we're just going to place the yarn onto our hook. Now for round 1, we are going to chain 2. That is 1 and 2. And then we are going to do 6 single crochet into the first chain. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you're gonna close your circle. And then we are going to put a stitch marker at the end of our round. For round 2, we are going to do 1 in each stitch around. So we're going to stay at 6 single crochet stitches. So in our first stitch, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in our last stitch, that is 6. So we have stayed at 6 stitches for round 2. Gonna flip it inside out to make sure the correct side is showing. Now we are going to go ahead and fasten off, leaving a short tail. We have just created part A, which this is the first snout. So now we are going to repeat rounds 1 and 2 again to create part B, or the second part of the snout. So we are going to go ahead and do round 1 again, chain 2, that's 1 and 2, and then 6 single crochet into the first chain. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then we're going to close our loop. We're gonna put our stitch marker back on, and for round 2 we're going to stay at 6 single crochet stitch, so it's just 1 in each stitch around. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 into our very last stitch. Now we are going to go ahead and flip it inside out. So now we have created part B, but we do not fasten off. Now we are going to get part A, and we're going to join the 2 parts together across 2 stitches with single crochet. So we're gonna go in through part A first and then through part B, and then do a single crochet stitch, and then we're going to do that one more time. Go through part A and then through part B, do a single crochet stitch, and we have just joined the 2 parts together and made our snout. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut off the excess yarn on the inside parts of the snout. So I'm going to cut this part off as well. Okay, now I am ready to go around the snout, and if I count, I should have 8 stitches all the way around. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I'm going to go all the way around. But my pattern is going to be 2, 1, 1, 1, and then 2, 1, 1, 1. So I'll have 10 single crochet stitches. So in my next stitch here, I'm going to do 2 single crochet stitches. So that's 1 and 2. And then it's going to be 1, 1, and 1. And then our next single crochet stitch, which is this one right here, is going to be 2 here. So that's 1 and 2 into the same stitch. And then it's 1, 1, and 1. So now I should have 10 single crochet stitches. So I'm just going to go into my next stitch and do a single crochet stitch. Now I'm going to move my stitch marker, and this will mark the end of the round now. For round 4, my pattern is 2 half double crochet in each stitch around, and I will have 20 half double crochet stitches. So yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, come out. You will have 3 loops, yarn over, go out through all 3, repeat again, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, and go out, and you'll have 2 half double crochet. So here is 1 and 2 half double crochet. Next stitch also 1 and 2. Next stitch is 1 and 2, 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 and 2 into the same stitch, 1 and 2 half double crochet, and our very last stitch, that's going to be 1 half double crochet stitch and 2 half double crochet stitches, and now we should have 20 half double crochet stitches all together. Round 5, our pattern is going to be 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, repeat around, and you'll have 24 single crochet stitches. So that is 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, repeat again. Here's 1 and 2, and then it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and continue to repeat the pattern around, and you will have 24 single crochet stitches at the end. Now I'm going to do single crochet in the 6 stitches only, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then I'm going to move my stitch marker, and this will mark the end of the new round. Round 6, this is my pattern. It's going to be 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and then it's going to be single crochet the rest of the way. So here we are, 1 and 2, and 1 and 1. 1 and 2, and 1 and 1. 1 and 2, and 1 and 1. Final pattern, 1 and 2, and 1 and 1. Now for the rest of the stitches here, we are just going to do 1 in each stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and you should have 28 single crochet stitches. For round 7, our pattern is 2, 1, 1, 1, and you repeat that pattern 4 times, and then it's single crochet the rest of the way. So here we go. It's going to be 1 and 2 and 1, 1, 1. Repeat again. It's going to be 1 and 2 and 1, 1, 1. Repeat again. 1 and 2 and it's 1, 1, 1. Repeat one last time. It's going to be 1 and 2 and then 1, 1 and 1. And now we are just going to do single crochet all the way across, which is for 12 stitches. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now we should have 32 single crochet stitches. Now for rounds 8 through 20, we are going to stay at 32 single crochet stitches. So it's just one stitch in each stitch all the way around. So it's just one in each. So go ahead and work up your stitches and I will meet you at the end of round 20. This is how your project looks like after round 20. Now for round 21, our pattern is going to be a decrease and then in the next 6 stitches, single crochet. And then we're going to repeat around and you will have 28 single crochet stitches. So here is a decrease and then it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Repeat pattern again, decrease, and then in the next 6, just 1. So that's decrease. Then it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And continue the pattern all the way around. And you will have 28 single crochet stitches at the end. For round 22, decrease, and then in the next 5, just single crochet, repeat all the way around, and you will have 24 single crochet stitches. Decrease, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, repeat again, do a decrease, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here is a decrease, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Repeat the pattern around. And at the end, you should have 24 single crochet stitches. Round 23, our pattern is a decrease, 1, 1, decrease, 1, 1. Repeat all the way around and you will have 18 single crochet stitches. So here's a decrease, then 1 and 1, decrease, and 1 and 1, and repeat around and you will have 18 single crochet stitches at the end. And at this point we can go ahead and stuff with polyfill. On 24, our pattern is decrease, 1, decrease, 1 all the way around and you will have 12 single crochet stitches. So that is decrease and then single crochet, then decrease, and then single crochet, and continue to repeat around and you will have 12 single crochet stitches. And then continue to stuff as you go. For round 25, we are going to decrease around. So here is 1 decrease, and then 2 decrease, and then 3 decrease, 4, and then 5, and then our last decrease, that is 6. So now we should have 6 stitches around. Cut off a long tail, fasten off, finish stuffing. This is how your project looks like. And then we can go ahead and sew the end close with our yarn needle. And here is our body finished. For the leg with orange yarn, we are going to go ahead for round 1, chain 2. That's 1 and 2. And then 4 single crochet into the first chains. That is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead and close the circle tight. Use a stitch marker. Now for round 2, we're going to ignore that first part. It's going to be 2 in each stitch around, and you'll have 8 single crochet stitch. So in our very first stitch right here, we are going to go ahead and do 2 single crochet stitches. So that is 1 into the same stitch. That is 2. Next is also 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and then next stitch is 1 and 2, and we are going to put our stitch marker back. Now for round 3, we are going to stay at 8, so it's just 1 in each stitch all the way around. So we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and our very last stitch is 8. So I'm going to do a slip stitch into the next stitch, and then I'm going to fasten off and cut a long tail. So here is our first leg completed, and you want to make 4. For the tail with black yarn, you are going to chain 11. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Now we are going to do a slip stitch into the previous chain and then chain 3. That's 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch into the previous chain and chain 2. That's going to be 1 and 2, and then we're going to count 3 chain from the picot right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then into that stitch right there, we're going to do a slip stitch into the chain, and this is how we make our triangle. And then we are just going to slip stitch across. So that is 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we are going to cut off a long tail and fasten off. And here is our tail completed. Now for the handle, we are going to get a pipe cleaner and then fold it in half. And then we want to kind of close this pipe cleaner up. So I'm going to get the ends and I'm going to twist it around. Then I'm going to point the ends downward so it's not as, doesn't have the sharp ends pointing outward. So now what I'm going to do for the handle with black yarn, I'm going to go ahead and make a slip knot onto my hook, but I want to leave a long tail end. Then I'm gonna grab my pipe cleaner, and into the top half I'm going to fasten on with a single crochet stitch. So then here is my single crochet stitch where I fasten on. Then I'm going to go ahead and do another single crochet, And then I'm going to go ahead and close both ends, and I want to go under both because I want to cover this pipe cleaner. So I'm going to keep doing single crochet all the way until I'm towards the end of the pipe cleaner. So go ahead and keep going under the pipe cleaner to do single crochet stitch all the way across. So now I'm almost at the very end of my pipe cleaner, but then I'm going to open up and go through the middle of the pipe cleaner and do 3 single crochet stitches so that I secure it and it won't fall off. The yarn won't fall off. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off a long tail and fasten off. Then I'm going to go ahead and fold the ends so that it looks like a handle. And now it's ready to be sewn on later to Pochita for his top handle. Now for the saw with gray yarn, you are going to, for round 1, chain 8. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to half double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook. So yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, come out, yarn over, come out through 3. We're going to do half double crochet in the next 4 chains. So here is 1 half double crochet. Next one is 2, and then 3 half double, and then our 4th half double crochet. And into our last chain, we're going to do 2 half double crochet stitches. So that's going to be 1 half double into the same stitch. That is 2 half double. Now on the other side of the chain, I'm going to do 2 half double crochet into the chain. So that's 1, and into the same chain, that is 2. Now in the next 5 chains, I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in each. So that's going to be 1, and then next chain 2, 3, 4, and that is 5. That was half double crochet, and into my last stitch I'm going to do a slip stitch. And then I'm going to go ahead and for this one, cut off a short tail and fasten off. I've just created part A for the saw. So now we want to go ahead and repeat the pattern again to create part B, but do not fasten off. So go ahead and repeat and then come back to this part. Now we are going to place part B and A back to back, and you'll want to have part B at the top because that's the part that we didn't fasten off, and then we are going to join them together by crocheting all the way around with single crochet and going through both layers. So now I'm going to go to my next stitch and go through both layers to join both parts and do single crochet stitch. So that is 1, and then 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then when I get to the curve in the next 3 stitches, I'm going to do 2, 2, 2 in the next 3. So that is going to be 1 single crochet into the same stitch. That is 2. Next stitch I am going to do 1 and into the same stitch 2, and then in my 3rd stitch here, that's 1 and 2 into the same stitch. Then I'm going to do single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So that is 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then this is how your saw looks like. And in the next 3, I'm just going to do single crochet in the next 3 stitch only. And in the last stitch we'll change the color black, so I'm going to prep it by doing a slip knot. So now let's do single crochet in the next 3. So that is going to be 1 and 2, and I'm going to do single crochet, but I won't finish off. I'll put on the new yarn and then pull it through both loops to do a color change to black. Now for round 3, I'm going to do a slip stitch into the next stitch, and now my pattern is going to be chain 2, 1, 2, slip stitch into the previous chain, and then slip stitch in the next 2 stitches. So that is 1 and 2. I'm going to chain 2, 1 and 2, slip stitch into the previous chain, and then slip stitch into the next 2 stitch. So that is 1 and 2, and then chain 2, 1, 2, slip stitch into previous chain, slip stitch into the next 2 stitch. That's 1 and 2, chain 2, 1 and 2, slip stitch into the previous chain, and then slip stitch into the next 2 stitch, 1 and 2, chain 2, 1, 2, slip stitch, and then slip stitch into the next 2, chain 2, slip stitch, and then slip stitch into the next 2, chain 2, that is 1 and 2, slip stitch, and then slip stitch into the next 2, and then I can go ahead and fasten off, cut off a long tail and fasten off. And here is our saw completed. You can go ahead and cut off the gray yarn, and we should have 7 spikes in total. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then you can go ahead and hide the black yarn ends inside the saw. So I just use a yarn needle and then put it inside and cut off. Gonna do that for the short gray too. Now for the butt handle, I am going to whip black yarn chain 11. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then slip stitch into the next 3 chains. So the 1, 2, and 3. And then chain 1. And then slip stitch into the same previous chain, and then slip stitch into the next 5 chains. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then I'm going to chain 1 and then slip stitch into the previous same chain, and then slip stitch into the next 2 chains. That is 1 and 2, and then I'm going to fasten off and cut off a long tail, and here is your second handle completed.